In this video, we're going to take a look how to adjust vacuum cup pressure. When we're done with this video, we're going to understand the parts and components of the vacuum cup actuator, as well as how to properly adjust it so that it can pick up the parts that we are wanting to pick up. All right, so let's look at some of the components of the Venturi vacuum generator made by Airvac. So there's three components that we want to look at to start with. One is this is the actual Venturi vacuum generator. Over here, we have our flow control valve. So that's our little flow control valve right here. And then we have our Venturi vacuum adjustment knob. And the adjustment knob is equipped with a little lock-off wheel. Something to note, this knob has a flat tip on the very bottom, which you can't really see. So what I've done is I've actually added a Sharpie mark on the turn section of the adjustment knob so I can count my revolutions when I go to set this thing. The Venturi cup is actuated using the directional control valve number 5, so this valve right here. Since our system is locked out and we can't use the HMI to operate it, we can use our overrides, our manual overrides, to activate the suction on it. So we're going to listen at the noise that we're generating right now to see how loud it is. So now that we know what the sound should be for a properly adjusted air vac, we're going to close the adjustment knob completely. So I'm going to take the collar and I'm going to rotate that collar so I can go in either direction on this, and I'm going to turn this knob looking from the top in a counterclockwise manner until it closes. And as soon as it seats, I want to stop. I don't want to crank this down, and because that can actually create damage on the valve. Once I've done that, the valve's totally closed. I'm going to go over and hit the directional control valve 5 or DCV 5, and we're going to listen to the noise. All right, when I close that completely, we've actually shut the airflow completely off now. So with it being completely off, I'm going to take the knob and I'm going to rotate it in a clockwise fashion, one complete rotation. So now we're going to listen for that noise, and we're going to see that the noise is much less than it was previously. With our regulator presently set at 1 turn, so it's only open 1 full revolution, I'm going to load the machine with 1 aluminum block in the appropriate orientation. With my block loaded in the machine, I'm going to start the process. We can see that the vacuum wasn't enough to pick up the aluminum block, which means that we're going to have to increase the vacuum on the picker to get it to do what it needs to do. Now that we've observed that the aluminum block can't be picked up at the current setting of the air vac, we're going to reset it to its original, which is 3 revolutions, and retest. To do that, I'm going to make sure that my collar is free spinning. I'm going to close this thing all the way again. Now I'm going to turn it in a clockwise fashion from the top 3 times. So that's 2, that's 3. Once I've gotten it there, I'm going to take my collar and I'm going to lock that off so it doesn't wiggle or move. Now we're going to retest. With the Venturi vacuum adjustment knob now rotated out 3 turns and locked off, we're going to retest to see if we have our Venturi vacuum generator set to the correct rate to pick up the aluminum block now. So now I'm going to load the aluminum block in the proper orientation and start the process. So now our block actually lifted like it was supposed to, so we know that our vacuum generator is producing enough vacuum to pick up our aluminum block. This also means that it is capable of lifting up the acrylic blocks because the acrylic blocks are actually lighter than the aluminum blocks. So with this, our system is set properly.